Here we go, we've got round one, with I imagine is a pretty typical hand. This is the problem of the tap lands like we talked about. Both of our lands come into play tapped, so that's fairly awkward. We do get to go on the draw, and we have a scry, so I think I'll keep it. It means that if we get a land, we can hit Catacomb Sifter. If we hit two lands, we hit Deep Analysis, and that's probably good enough. Land also means that we not only get Catacomb Sifter, but we also get Oblivion Ring and Far in a way. And I think that's good enough. Like, that should buy us enough time to hit the Deep Analysis and keep going from there. Because we can lead off with the Sifter and then kind of back it up for a little while, play the Deep Analysis later. Alright, good, good, good. Plains is not amazing, but a decent enough draw. Merfolk Looter, do I want that on top? Card's really good, but I'm playing it on turn 3 when I'd be playing Catacomb Sifter. I'll still keep it. I mean, discarding Deep Analysis even is just awesome. So I think that that's fine. It's just too bad that this Drowned Catacomb has to come into play tapped. Because it would be, like, a no-brainer to keep it if I could just play it on turn 2. The big issue is that I can't. And it's not even like if I had played... I guess if I'd played Drowned Catacomb first, then I would have been able to do it. It made sense to scry, though. Like, we want to see... This is a rocky hand to keep, so we need to make sure that we're actually going to draw our way out of it. Makes sense to just scry first, but maybe I could have waited. Played the Drowned Catacomb. I'll have to think and look and think. I would say that I have a lot more early blue than I have white or green. Like, we've got Impulse, we've got Merfolk Looter, so it's probably incorrect to play the Temple of Plenty first. Probably just better to play the Drowned Catacomb. At least once we got the plains off the top of the library. If we hadn't done that, then it doesn't really matter. Or, well, maybe it still does. Okay. Let's play the Catacomb and pass the turn. And now our opponent is raising their eyebrows, I'm sure. 4 mana on turn 2 with 2 tap lands. I imagine my reaction would be pretty strong at this point. What do we draw? Oh, good. Nissa, that works perfectly with what we have in play here. Let's lead with the Catacomb Sifter. I'd rather have it killed than Merfolk Looter anyways, like killed or countered. And it's pretty solid anyways. It's a little bit of a threat, and it also can draw us cards. It'll also ramp us a little bit so that I can Deep Analysis next turn if I want to. Or play Elspeth, I suppose. If I get a land, I can just Elspeth next turn. If I get a forest, I can Nissa. Maybe? Vendilion Click. Ooh, our opponent gets to see what we're doing. This should be fun. Take a look. I honestly would have no idea what to... Like, probably Deep Analysis? What do you take out of our hand here? Like, this is a very interesting choice for our opponent, I'm sure. Oblivion Ring, maybe? I would be very confused. Like, what do you take? All of these cards don't do anything together. They're all just random good cards. So they take the Oblivion Ring. Alright, I totally respect that choice. It's a good one. We can play Nissa's Vital Force next turn now, as long as they don't kill the Scion. Because Scalding Tarn can fetch us Tropical Island. So that's a thing. Hit for 3. Hard to play Nissa, too, when opponent's hitting us with this Vendilion Click. It's certainly possible to just, like, Merfolk Looter and then hold up away. Or play away. So that's a possibility. Opponent deep in the tank here. I imagine that they have a combat... Like, I imagine that they have a counterspell, and they're wondering whether or not they should hold it. No, no, okay. Monastery Mentor. That'll do it. That's an interesting card for Far and Away. Because I would love to kill both of these, but I can't. And like returning Mentor is fine, I guess. Killing the Click. Just don't want to return the Click. I'd rather kill the Mentor, but at the same time, the Click going back to their hand is not good for me. Let's just crack Scalding Tarn, and I'm going to Far Away, and I'll bounce the Mentor and kill the Click, I think. Let's take the Tropical Island. Bounce that, choose them. Just mistapped a little bit there. Do also get to scry down to a land, hopefully. Ooh, Blood Crypts. Yeah, I will keep it. I have to pay 2 life, but that's probably worth it. Because I'll want to get Nissa Vital Force or Elspeth next turn. If I absolutely have to, I can just, you know, Song of the Dryads or Merfolk Looter. Ancestral Vision. And nothing else? That's really good for us. Opponent's choked up on mana, which is really handy. I'm going to lead with Elspeth Tiriel here, and there's a reason for that. A, my land is a little bit tight, so I don't know that I want to activate them and get them killed. The other thing is that I kind of want this to get countered more than I want the Nissa. And it seemed like it might be a mana leak. It was Remand instead, but it didn't make sense for them to just play the Ancestral Vision in my mind when they have the Monastery Mentor in their hand. It's so much more mana efficient to do it the other way. I know that you want to get Ancestral down as soon as possible so that you can draw the cards, but it seemed a little suspect to me at least. Nothing. Yeah, that's not suspect. Okay, let's attack. Could just run the Elspeth out again, but it's pretty obvious that this is a counterspell. This is a bad matchup for us, I think. I guess that if we land one Planeswalker, we're probably decent. Let's take Deep Analysis. See what our opponent does. Venser. That is certainly annoying. It's a lot of tempo. Hitting Remand into Venser is very tough. I'm not sure if that's actually better or worse for us than, say, Dismiss would be. I was thinking it was Dismiss at first. We're really lucky that they got choked up on lands and they didn't have Monastery Mentor down for when they were playing things like Remand. Take our 2 damage. And what does our opponent have? Hoping it's just the Monastery Mentor. Tolerant. Ooh. They are gonna start setting something up, huh? Could play the Nissa and just start hitting them. It's pretty reasonable at this point. Hitting our opponent as hard and fast as possible sounds kind of nice. I'm gonna loot first. Because I want to discard Deep Analysis and try and play a land. Another option here is to suspend the Cloudskate and, like, O-Ring the Tolerant. And then have Song of the Dryads for Monastery Mentor afterwards. Honestly, I really don't mind that. I could just play Riftwing and bounce Tolerant that way, too. 2 counters on Ancestral Vision. Ooh, this is a tough spot for us to be in. With 5 cards in hand. I don't just like this. Because really the problem for them is they don't have enough mana. I don't want them getting extra value off of counter spells. And we're doing okay racing. We have a better board position. And our life totals are pretty similar. We'll just tempo them like they tempoed us. Try and get the Riftwing down. Monastery Mentor. Maria Angel. Oh, I was gonna say, I'm hoping they don't have the land, but I imagine they do. Because otherwise I think Mentor gets down. Flyers are a real issue. Which is why I wanted to get rid of the Tolerant, because it's hard to protect our, like, Nissa or something around a bunch of flyers. Go to 7. Like, ugh. That's not easy to do. I could just plus the Elspeth. Let's gain 2 life back. Go to 9. I'm going to do this first and just see what happens. See what we can get here. Now Looter. Plateau, Island, Swamp. Don't need the Swamp. Might need another island. So they can put Elspeth down to 2, but it's not dead, so that's fine. And I'm not happy with that, but I guess that it's acceptable for now. Now they're going to get another land almost for sure for the Maria Angel. I suppose if they really want to, and they're very likely to have a land, they can activate the Colonnade and kill it. That uses the whole turn, though, so I'm not sure that I'm super upset about that. And Elspeth is fine, but it's not amazing. They'd be happy for us to ultimate it right now, too, because they get the Tolerant back, and they keep the birds, so, like, ultimating Elspeth does nothing for us. It's just there to grind out a little bit of life and some tokens. Both of them coming at Elspeth, sure. Uh-oh. Ooh, the better Elspeth. Well, now we know where it went. That is not good. Doomblade. Doomblade can get rid of the Maria Angel. A little bit of cleanup duty there. Anguished Unmaking. Okay. Okay. We can do some stuff with this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Discard the Plateau. 8 mana. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. So, Anguish Unmaking the Elspeth. Do I even want a Song of the Dryads? definitely want to Doomblade this. I mean, I suppose it's certainly an option to Song of the Dryads, the Celestial Colonnade or something instead. I think that I can just leave Anguish on making up, though. Seems like the best of both worlds. A little bit worried that they have a counterspell, but what do you do? Elspeth is still dying here, but at least it's gaining us some life. And it's forcing our opponent to attack in with some of the ground creatures if they want to kill it. Into the Catacomb Sifter, which is good. And 7 cards in hand is gonna be tough to beat. And we're already down on board by quite a bit. There's the Mentor. Ooh, we really wish that we had some board wipes. Something like an Ugin right now would be so awesome to have in our deck, just to know that it's an out. Both birds coming in at me. Ooh. Okay. I can work with this. I can work with this. Banishing Light. Kill the Elspeth. Makes sense. I suppose I could have killed the Monastery Mentor. I was thinking about it. I was just thinking that they would have the possibility of having a counterspell. I just wanted to do it end of turn. Might have been good to do it here before they went to second main phase. Now do I want to kill the Banishing Light so I reset Elspeth? Probably a decent idea. And there's no good choices here. Monastery Mentor is a card that I need to deal with, but I also just can't give up this Elspeth necessarily. And here it kind of doesn't matter whether I kill this while the trigger's on the stack or whether I let the trigger resolve. Because it'll stay at 4 either way. We should get Riffling Cloudskate this turn. And I will return a Monk. Maybe the Monastery Mentor. I feel like killing a Monk might almost be as important. I'll just straight kill one. Misty Rainforest. Okay. I'll throw that away for now. I'm going to hold on to this island, because we might need it to go away to the Merfolk Looter again later. Elspeth can make us some 1/1s. We can block a bird to save it. They can always kill Elspeth if they really want to, I'm sure. I need to start gaining some actual life off of it. It's not enough right now. Get Nissa. Card, unfortunately, is not doing a lot for us right now. Spell Pierce? Ew. That is pretty disgusting. I don't know why they didn't counter the Anguish on making, then. Huh. That's a strange choice. Because I was tapped out when I played the Anguish Unmaking, so they could have just stopped us from getting back our Elspeth. Seems like what you would have wanted to do. I guess this is fine for us, though. Untap a land I control. Do I want to attack in? God. Kind of. I need to do something to pressure them. Goodness gracious. Let's get in with it. Gotta do something. If they decide to trade off, it doesn't mean that we get a scry, too. If they just chump, well, that's as good as it was going to be on defense, so. And I don't think we need the extra land here. The only thing that we can draw that costs 8 mana is Nicol Bolas. And I have a land in hand, so shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, Chumperino. And what Haymaker is next? Because they have a lot of cards still. And that is a Haymaker. Oh. Oh, goodness. I get to scry a lot? I also get to die a lot. Because that is a whole board full of 3/3s. Elspeth will do it. Yeah, a consistent blue-white control deck is going to be an issue. If we can land early Planeswalkers, we can beat it because they don't have great answers to Planeswalkers. And if they're trying to play like Draw-Go Magic, where they've got counterspells or something, that doesn't work well against Planeswalkers at all. But our deck is so clunky, I don't know that we're going to be able to do that all that often. Plus, they have just a better Planeswalker than we do. Like, their Elspeth just absolutely destroys our Elspeth. And I don't think we have any changes to make, because our mana base is just too fragile. There's not a lot we can do about it. I'm just going to send it back. I'm going to keep... I can play the Nissa. I have the Far Away as removal. I mean, there's only so much we can expect that's better. It also has a lot of colors of mana in hand, so I kind of like that. It's too bad that this doesn't get a whole lot, because we already have the Tropical Island. But I'll still use it. I think it's fine to just thin out our deck. I just want to go faster, too. Oh, no. Turn 1 Ancestral Vision. That's a lot of extra cards. Awkward. Well, I guess we have Far, at least. That's a thing. We can return creatures. Yay. This is a point where we really wish we had like a Toxic Deluge or a Damnation, something like that. Because they have a lot of token generation, and we don't have a good mass removal spell answer to that kind of thing. We've got some targeted removal. We've got the Doomblade and the Cut and Oblivion Ring, but and it doesn't stop all those 1/1s. And they have a lot of ways to generate them. Uh-oh. Both of our double white cards is scary. I'll play a Plains right now because I could certainly top deck a white source. And I can still play Nissa next turn if I play a Plains here. So it just gives me a little bit more flexibility in what my next turn looks like. Sheldock Isle. That card's pretty good. And combined with the Ancestral Vision coming down, they're going to be able to use the Sheldock right away. Impulse. Well, I'm gonna risk this for the biscuit, as they say. They probably have a counterspell, but We didn't see a lot from them. We saw the Spell Pierce and nothing, and a Remand, right. Force of Will. Oh, okay. Discard Tolerant. That'll work. I had taken the risk there because, like, if we can actually get Nissa down and operating, then we've got a really good chance to win the game. So we just had to hope that they don't have it. It's not going to get any better for us once they play Ancestral Vision. Like, getting an extra 3 cards the next turn is not going to be useful. And they're going to have 2 blue mana untapped at that point. Like, it's just not a good time. Far and Away does punish us a little bit. Like, it'll clean up the board here. Gideon's not the worst idea either if I can actually get a Plains. Alright, alright. I mean, that seems to clear things up pretty easily. I play the Temple, I use Gideon next turn, and this turn I Far Away. And my opponent plays Mana Dive. And I just get destroyed. But, like, we don't have a better option. There's no way that I should be playing Island first. That's a terrible plan. I'm going to bottom this. We want to hit something really powerful. We want to hit, like, Garruk Apex Predator or something. And I'm going to fuse this now because, obviously, we don't want our opponent to have the turn and be able to just land another land. Or be able to land another land. Good sentence. Or be able to just, you know, play a counter spell. Stop us from doing this. Because I definitely need to get rid of that. It's a lot of pressure for our Planeswalkers. Jace. I think our opponent might have as many Planeswalkers as we do. And a bit more consistent mana base. Alright, negate versus the 2 lands. Not happy about this. It's a really good hit. Thankfully, if they don't have an island, then we get to undercurve the negate, and they can't take this and, you know, play negate there, so that seems fine. Colonnade's scary, which is a problem. They put... It looks like they just kept the 2 lands. Nope, they kept negate. Okay. And then they played a Plains. Well, that's a good sign, at least. I can actually use Gideon to kill the Jace. That's really good. We have a chance here. That's actually really good for us. I mean, the negate's awful. But I do get Gideon now. So maybe this is fun. Planeswalker battle. I'm an idiot. Oh, you should see my face. It doesn't give haste. What am I doing? Why did I do that? I'm sure my opponent is thinking the exact same thing. As are all of you. I have not made a mistake like that in a good while. This should be an 8. I don't know why it's not. That is the easiest play in the world. You don't zero it. Why would you zero it there? Unless you're insane. Which I might be. Impulse now. I was hoping that they would actually use negate on this. I mean, not going to be that dumb, but... They're not like me. My opponent's smarter than that. I take Jace Beller in here. Big reason is that I can use it to bait out the negate and then Anguish Unmaking, possibly. That was brilliant play. Gotta say. At least I still get to pressure the Jace. But wow, like that's just... Stunning play. Allow the Jace. I'm pretty okay with that, too. I mean... It's not a good idea to play it into negate anyways, so even though I did tap the planes, doesn't really matter. I wasn't going to just jump this out there. Could Anguish on making the Maul Drifter get into the Jace. They're going to counter that, though. Attack the Jace. Block the Maul Drifter, -2. I mean, I guess if anything, I'll want to do it on their upkeep. Just they have to waste the mana on their turn. Let's play the land. This time I will be smart and activate Jace. It works this time! This time it does the things in the stuff. That thing I wanted it to do, it does that. Using Shelldock Isle? What is this? Venser. Good news. It's not great news. But there's a small piece of good news out of this. I still get to kill the Jace. I lose my Jace in the process, but that wasn't going to change. They now have the negate for Gideon, though. And those are pretty key pieces of our game plan right now. Just to keep damage away from other planeswalkers. And pressure theirs. Gideon's really good. As you may have noticed, Gideon was doing a lot of work. So losing the Gideon is a problem. Well, they split it up between the two of them. And they have the negate, so I guess that makes sense. Wormcoil Engine. Yup. I minus the Elspeth. Oh, okay, I can Murderous Cut the Maul Drifter then. I was going to say, I just lose it to the Maul Drifter. So I can chump block the Wormcoil. I feel like they might hold on to the negate for the Gideon. Because they know how good Gideon's going to be here. Nope, just straight up negate instantly. Alright then. Well, I am entirely wrong. We'll pass the turn. Looks like it's going to be a Murderous Cut on the Wormcoil Engine. Not happy about it. Not happy at all. They still have Spell Pierce, so I should use as much of my graveyard as possible. Keep 2 mana open. Might also keep them on their toes. Expect something else happening. That sucks so much. Having to kill Wormcoil Engine twice is awful. They have a lot of really good creatures for that. All of their creatures have a lot of value. And Merry Angel always comes in with a friend. Wormcoil Engine's impossible to kill. Tolerant gets them some value. I don't like Tolerant as much as the others. Like, Monastery Mentor is totally nutso, though. Muldrifter, obviously, just like one of the best commons ever printed. Venser gets value. So it's all just value creatures. So our 1-for-1 removal is not doing well against it. Nothing. Well, that's a counterspell. Don't think I can really get around it, though. Yep. Repeal for 4 on Venser, play Venser. That's a pretty cool play. Very tempo-y. Deep Analysis. And I'm not sure what I can draw, but it better be real good. Doomblade. Doomblade does things, I guess. Really wanted it to be a Nicol Bolas. I don't think that's going to help us enough, though. I mean, 6 cards in hand still. We are getting absolutely pummeled here, both of these games. Yeah. And we are, in fact, dead. Well, that was a awkward 5-color deck. I'm very tempted to just do a second one. This is not something I would normally do, but this deck was super disappointing. And I want to try it again. I really want to be base green and fix these colors and get some better Planeswalkers. I think that we can get a much better version of that deck. So I'm going to jump in another one, and we're going to give you a special 4/4. So I missed yesterday. I missed last week. I took a little bit of a break. So I'm going to do it and do 2 this week. So I'm just going to bite the bullet. See you in a moment. We'll do a second draft. All right. We are jumping right into the deep end of the pool with a Nicol Bolas. Boom. Get there, and we are going to hope to get a lot of fixing, some better cards this time.